Well, I just thought it was a great job by our pitching staff. You don't do that very often where you kind of just put a kind of a bunch of guys together there, and it ended up working out. And why it ended up working out is because they all threw well. And everybody, and the only hiccup we had really was McFarland fell behind 2-0, and I assume threw in there kind of right down the middle. But we pitched really well. All the pitchers played very good defense, which seems to be a kind of a normal thing for us, which is great. We need to play better D, and I think we are playing better D. And then, of course, great job of answering. After they scored 2 runs, we answered in the bottom of the 4th, and then had a big one in this 7th. But just very happy with the way we played in matching up all these pitchers that we brought out there.
All right, Gino, our first question for you comes from Christopher Stock of Inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, just I guess just the rotation. Gino, what led to that and giving Andrew the ball, and then if you have an update on Alejandro.
What led to giving Andrew the ball? Well, I mean, Garland was unavailable, so we didn't have any. None of those guys have been extended, so they're all limited. Plus the fact that you got a weekend series coming up. You don't want to abuse anybody because you need them for the weekend. So the game plan was, Andrew got the start, but everybody that came in, we were basically looking at probably 2 innings is what we were looking at, no more than 2. And if Danza or Monroe came in, we're going to try to match them up in the right inning against guys that maybe struggle against lefties for an inning. It just all worked itself out. We didn't have to bring in Aguayas, who was available, but we didn't bring him in at the end, which was great to rest him. Because we've gone to him quite a bit, but so that led to that. But there's nobody you can extend, so that's why you have to piece it together. In regards to Alejandro, he is going to start on Friday as of now. His bullpen went well. It was about a 30-pitch bullpen. It is his right. I think David might have relayed it to you. I apologize last time. It's his right oblique, so it's his backside oblique. But he felt no pain in his bullpen, but it was a light one. 30 pitches. I say light. That's a normal bullpen before you start. And so the plan is to throw him on Friday. And but we'll be monitoring and watching him, make sure he's okay.
And then Victor Jordan, Saturday, Sunday?
That's correct.
And then can you elaborate any more on Jake's availability?
I can't. I'm hoping he's available this weekend. But right now, I can't elaborate other than he was unavailable for tonight, but I'm hoping he's available for this weekend.
All right, Gino, we're going to go to Wyatt Kopelman of UMTV. Wyatt, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. I know Alejandro has been out this week with that oblique strain, but could you just tell me about the relationship that he and Victor have continued to have this season and what you hope to get out of them for the rest of the year?
Wow, that's a good one. Their relationship. I don't know. I don't know if those guys are tight off the field or not, to tell you the truth. I think that's probably a very good, from what I see, where I stand, it's a competitive, but a very respectful and good relationship. And so I think both of them probably, if I had to guess, it's competitive. You're talking about 2 top players in the country last year that are here in our backyard coming out of high school, end up show up on our campus. And I think it's great for each other because they're probably going to push each other and make each other better while they're here. So, what was the other question? I'm sorry.
Just what you expect out of them for the rest of the way. We're just over halfway through the season, but this relationship of theirs has been formidable, correct?
Yeah, it has. I expect them to get better and better. I expect them to develop as they go along, learn to pitch better. I just expect them to improve from each outing, and hopefully they'll be at their best at the end of the season.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
All right, Gino, we have time for a few more. We're going to go to Austin Pert of the Miami Hurricane. Austin, go ahead.
Absolutely. Coach, you talk about the importance of winning these regular season games to host regionals when it comes time for that. Obviously, I don't know if you saw the NCAA announcing new procedures for regional hosting, and now you have to bid instead of earning a spot earning the right to host. Have you thought about that? Kind of what are your thoughts on that? Will Miami attempt to make a bid to host it in?
Yeah, we are, and we are, and we will. And I still think, and again, I understand there might be some places where a program has a great year, but they're just whatever region they are in the country, maybe they're very, very strict with the COVID rules. So that might happen with them. I'm hoping that's not the case here. Although our school has been fairly strict with handling things, but for the right reasons, and it's worked out great for our school. I mean, the state of Florida has been one that's I think has opened up more than a lot of the states around the country. I'm hoping that we're in an area and a place that can attract, and we have the capability of bringing in 3 other teams and running COVID tests. I mean, you're going to have places, big enough places, and of course hotels and all that different stuff that you always got to have for regionals. But at the end of the day, I mean, I have heard them say, though, you know, it is going to be a lot on merit. You still got to play well, and that's all we can control. You know, it will be given out a little earlier than normal. I think we'll still have 2 weekend series left prior to, I guess they're going to give the sites May 10th. So we'll still have 2 weekend series left after that. All I told our guys is we control what we can control. We kind of set ourselves back a few weeks ago. We're trying to inch back up into this thing. They know where they need to be if they want to host a regional and a super regional, and you need to be in the top 8. And the top 8 can be in different forms, RPI, the rankings, there's different rankings, but there's a few polls that are the more reputable polls that I'm sure these guys will look at when they make their decisions on who's hosting and who's not. So I'm just concerned about playing good baseball right now and getting better and better. And if we host, that's great. I would love to host. And if we don't, you know what? That's the way it goes. We got to go find a way to win on the road.
All right, Gino, our last question for you comes from Christopher Stock of Inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, Gino, you've got to be pretty happy for Dom. Not just a home run, but these last couple of weeks for him to contribute offensively. Just what can you say about that?
Yeah, I mean, I've always felt, I mean, in the fall, Dom's got a great approach. He can get himself in trouble sometimes, just getting a little out of whack with his body. But he's gotten better and better. He's improved a lot, but his foundation of being a good hitter is there. And I have no doubt in my mind, he's going to be an excellent hitter before it's all said and done. I think the more he plays, there's no doubt, the more confidence he gets, the more pitching he sees, he's just going to get better and better. And he's been outstanding. He's making plays now defensively that I don't think anybody really just says anything because they're used to him making these plays. But I mean, he made some plays tonight. He made a play. I know one play that was just, I thought was an excellent play that really, you know, I guess everybody expects him to make, but he's been great defensively, and it's great to see him swinging the bat. And of course, that's good to have a guy down in the lineup that can be a force offensively.